Hello folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. Hope everyone's doing well and having a good day. I've been outside working in the yard all day. It's that time of year. Either moving snow or organizing vegetation. That's the climate I have. Anyways, I did manage to catch up on Josh Kelly. Now, Josh Kelly, who we last saw back in September against Ishmael Davis, was out earlier today against the #1 Romanian. There's only 8 who compete in that weight class in Romania, so maybe it's better to say the world's 118th 154-pound competitor, Flavius Biea. No relation to Buddy Bear or Max Bear at all. And what can we say? Well, to be fair, this video will last longer than the fight lasted. The fight lasted 2 minutes and 3 seconds. It was held in the Newcastle arena. It's a Wasserman Productions show. Flavius Biea now moves to 24-2, so he had a decent record. But this is always the case with records, right? We all know how records can look versus how a fighter really is. But, I mean, honestly, nothing can really be said one way or the other about Mr. Biea based on today's performance, nor, for that matter, can much be said about Josh Pretty Boy Kelly. Now, I say this because it was over so quickly, right? So what can we say? Well, we can say that, it's campaigning at 154 might well suit him, right? Remember his only loss came at 147. The additional weight may be a good thing. What we can also say is that he started very quick. I read somewhere that he started lightning fast. I wouldn't have gone quite that far, but he started quick. He started aggressive. He jabbed, he hooked, he brought an uppercut into play really early. He feinted to the body. And then he curled a left hook around and caught Biea. I think it was a shot that Biea didn't see, to be honest with you. I mean, says the guy who was out, mowing the lawn, not taking the hit. When I caught up with it, it didn't look like it was a good shot, but it didn't look like it should have put him down, kind of thing. Anyways, it's the shots you don't see, right? I think it needs to be addressed because it probably will be said. That people might say that Biea could have got up, that he quit. Very, very tough to say. I think he looked buzzed. He may have tried to make the counts and simply got himself confused, or he may not have been able to make the counts. But regardless, he was done. He was beaten. He was beaten fair and square. It is what it is. Now, where does Josh Kelly go? He needs to be more active, right? I say this about everybody, but he needs to be more active. Would you say he's fringe world level? I think of him as fringe world level. Though he's called out Connor Benn, right? Which is interesting, because I know that he's called out Connor Benn, and he said he would like a world title. So, in fact, I will read what he said after he beat Mr. Biea. Trained by Adam Booth, Kelly moves to 17-1-1 and said the following, and I'm reading from Boxing Scene. I expected longer, but I read him and timed him early. If you give me openings early, I'll take them, said Kelly. I'm sharp and I can punch. If there's a big domestic fight like Benn, that would be Connor Benn, of course, then I take that. Or a big world title fight. I'm in my prime now, so let me run. Yeah, I suppose the Connor Benn fight, like everybody wants to fight Connor Benn now. Connor Benn's like a hot prospect now. In many respects, Connor Benn has, despite losing to Chris Eubank, he sort of so redeemed himself in the eyes of so many people that people are probably lining up to make propositions to him. I would not have thought that Connor Benn would have viewed Josh Kelly as bringing much to the table, though, personally. And I mean this, no disrespect to Josh Kelly whatsoever. But Josh Kelly looks to be not an easy fight. If Connor Benn is thinking, though, I would, make light work of Josh Kelly, I'm not seeing that. He might win. I'm not saying he wouldn't, but it could go one way or the other, right? But what does Josh Kelly bring? So I'm not sure if Connor Benn would. Who knows, right? If on the other hand, Josh Kelly gets himself a world title, then he has something to bring to the table. Because Connor Benn would be a money fight. It would be a big fight in Britain, I'm sure, right? I just think Josh Kelly needs to get out more often, and let's get some more activity. Let's make more of a statement. You can't really say too much about 2 minutes and 3 seconds of work, other than yes, he did a great job. But let's get him out again soon, and against somebody who can take him somewhere along a path towards what he wants. Like, at 31, I'm not saying he's old, but at 31, he should now be getting a move on, right? So there we are. That's all that she wrote in Newcastle. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm going to go back out and finish some more chores, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.